adjustment. Haha. Welcome, 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 welcome. This is the 5th day, the final day of our 5-day journey. I've had a lovely time coming together with you and feeling and being in this trajectory of building something together, which might sound a little odd. What are we building together? We build depth. You know how we build depth together? It's through our own contemplations, through presencing with ourself, and through feeling the things that emerge and arise as we give rise to depth. So we give rise to depth because of the way that this container is held, the way that I'm sharing this information with you. It's not sliding over the surface of things. It's not I always think of the energy of like get rich quick schemes. You know, there's something about it that's like white sugar. You know, you like want it and you get hooked, but something in you knows that it's not good for you, that it doesn't have substance. When we commit ourselves to substance, which you have been doing through coming together with me over these days and through presencing with me and with yourself over this journey, you let yourself be opened up to contemplate, to truly contemplate. When we truly contemplate something, there's curiousness, there's desire to want to know, and that combination deepens. It deepens our awareness, it deepens our experience. This is what creates wisdom. It definitely enhances the wisdom that's already there within us. It helps us access it. It gives us a sense of grounding and substance in our own body and our own being. You know, there's so much to reinforce being on the surface of things, that to take a little bit of time to drop into the depth of experience, it's really important. It's important to the soul. It's important to our nervous system. So I have thoroughly enjoyed dropping into this depth with you in this exploration. And, you know, in many ways, we've just scratched the surface. We've just scratched the surface with what I've been sharing with you. Those of you that have taken courses from me in the past, you know how much richness there is here. And for those of you that haven't, that are newer to this, either to aroma point therapy or to me and what I offer and how I share, if you feel the desire and the prompting from your own being to learn more, to discover more, then do. And what I'd like to do, I'm going to announce it right here at the beginning, what we are doing, thanks to Robin, my amazing assistant, because I get these harebrained ideas usually like right at the last minute, and I say, Robin, can you do this, that, and this? And she helps me. She hops to it. So thanks to Robin, we've created a special coupon code for you. It's Thrive, all caps. And if you go to www.tiffanycarole.com, and I'll put the link in the show notes, and you click on courses, that'll take you to my online academy. And let me read you all of the courses that you can have 50% off of. Ready? This is really cool. Okay, I'll also put this in the show notes on YouTube. Essentials for Empaths, Healing Oil Collective, Professional Healing Oil Collective, Transforming the Elements, which is a really cool one about the seasons and the elements and the oils that support that. Healing Oil Collectives, and maybe I better say a little bit about each of these. Healing Oil Collective is, it's like your own personal interactive, super juicy kind of encyclopedia for essential oils, but not focused on the chemistry and the information about oils as much as, I have some of that in there, information about the oils, what it's good for, all of that. But really, it's a journey of you connecting deeply and personally to the inner nature or the spirit of each oil. And there's also incredible handouts and material in there that you can use for your own learning, but you can also give it to other people. Particularly if you are a facilitator, a teacher, or a clinician, it's nice to have those handouts for your clients or your patients. It's really cool. Check it out, even just to read about it. And if there's anybody watching right now that's taken it before, if you want to type into the chat your experience. By the way, it's totally self-paced. You'll have unlimited access forever, as long as it's there. Tending the pelvic bowl. This is a powerful course that teaches you about how the terrain and the energy of the pelvis can get off, the very distinct ways in which it gets off, creating dysfunction and disease, and how to shift that with essential oils. And then aroma point therapy fundamentals. So this is aroma point therapy fundamentals. It's really everything about aroma point therapy, how to assess, and then really beautiful sequences that treat any number of really kind of everyday things that we see, like anxiety, insomnia, digestive upset, muscular tension, headaches, and it goes on. 50% off any of those courses. Use the coupon code THRIVE. And for any of you that do decide to do that, I also have another present. I just can't resist. You get, I'll go in personally and add this to your account. Transforming transgenerational trauma with essential oils. Transforming transgenerational trauma with essential oils. That's just a gift if you decide to utilize the coupon for 50% off of any of those. If you came on late, in order to see all of these courses, you just go to tiffanycarole.com, click on courses. That'll take you to my online academy. Nice. All right. Here we are, day 5. Strengthen your natural protective boundary. Strengthen your natural protective chi and boundaries. Strengthen your natural protective chi and boundaries. And the 2 oils that we are going to be working with that can help you with this are black spruce and cedarwood. So black spruce was the original one that I chose, and there's an alternate if you don't have black spruce of cedarwood. And if you don't have either of those, really any tree oil will do. And you'll understand why once we get into it. But first, why? Why, oh, why would you want to do this when you are with family over the holidays? Why would you want to strengthen your natural protective chi and your boundaries? I want to give you a minute to land on your own answer to that. What I often see is and this goes hand in hand, by the way, with what we talked about yesterday in terms of enmeshing and taking on other people's energy in the solar plexus. It's really easy to do with the people that we love most, really easy. So while yesterday was more about the solar plexus chakra, clearing and establishing your center there, this is really about your overall chi. If you can think of having your own kind of natural boundary like a tree trunk. The tree's protection is the tree itself. So the bark and then all of the layers. Its ability to stand firm in the ground and to grow upright to the sun. So this sense of being like a tree is your protective boundary. And what we're going to be doing with this practice is strengthening and recalibrating the protective boundary that you already have. When we go and visit family, again, due to the nature of the family field, we tend to kind of go off our game, off our center to fit in to the dynamic that we have going with our family. And oftentimes we don't notice that we've left until we start having some kind of symptoms. Bless those symptoms. It could be anything from having a headache or a bellyache to wanting to sleep, having fatigue, feeling angry, annoyed, short-tempered, etc. Basically feeling off from how you normally are without necessarily having a quote-unquote reason. So it's a really good idea before you go into the situation, but this just makes it sound so serious. before you go and spend time with your beloved family, before you enter in, do what I'm about to show you how to do. Take a break when you're there, whenever you start to feel and notice your telltale signs of having gone off your center. And then redo this, reapply, smell it again. Your body will remember. Here we are. Oh, this is me. That's you. Yes, here I am. And then at the end of the day, you can do it again if you're feeling off. It may not be necessary to do it that many times, but you certainly could if you really feel the strength of this. But remember, you have the other tools that you can use too, so you can kind of mix and match based on what you think you need. It's so much fun to do that. And you know, not only is it so much fun to do that, but it really does give one a sense of power and control in a healthy way. Healthy power and control over the situation. Because I think one of the most potentially detrimental fallouts from spending time with family over the holidays, if you don't normally live with them, is that you get off and you feel out of your power for how to change it. And you're blaming yourself or beating yourself up, like I talked about in the first day one. So when you have these little things that you can do that are like delightful to do because they're oils, and oils are amazing and they smell so good and it's tactile and it doesn't take long to do and it shifts your energy. This is, as I said yesterday, self-care at the deepest level. And it directly connects you to your power, your ability to do something in that moment that changes you so that you can be present with what is without losing yourself in it in the ways that you have in the past. By the way, when you do that, you change the entire family field for the better. Whether your family members notice it and articulate it or not, the truth is they will be impacted by it in a positive way. Because anytime anybody in the family field makes genuine change in the moment into greater sovereignty and power, everybody experiences a liberation from the dysfunctional weave of the field. Isn't that amazing? And I've actually seen this. In fact, if my mama's on, Mom, you can chat about it. But I've witnessed this in family dynamics with my family. Sometimes what I'll do is just, we're all doing our thing, and I just pull out the oils and we start smelling them and playing with them. And I just noticed that different various tensions or dynamics that are there that I have mediator energy in my family, so I'll tend to kind of hold a certain kind of tension in relationship to mediating potential conflict. It's like all of that just softens, and we get to be together in the most natural way. I'll never forget one night after we'd spent all the day together and we pulled out some oils and we smelled some oils. And then I remember we put on music and I was dancing with my little niece to the music, and my mom and dad were just hanging out there chilling. We didn't have the TV on or anything. And we were all, quote unquote, doing our own thing, but we were so intimate with each other. That is like a treasure. That's like a dream come true. And that is a direct result of this, what I'm sharing with you, the oils and the points. Okay, so black spruce and cedarwood. Black spruce is one of my most, I say this about all the oils, my most beloved oils. Every time I focus on one oil, I can flash and feel how much it's changed my life and how it's given me access to abilities in myself that I just literally did not have before. And one of the most powerful highlights of black spruce is that it instantly regulates the central nervous system. And so if your nervous system tends to go into fight or flight, in family dynamics. And by the way, if you're like me, mine would at times for sure go into, quite often actually go into fight or flight, but I wouldn't actually even know it because I got so good at sort of dysfunctionally, functionally doing the things that I do and forcing myself to stay present. But I wasn't actually present because my nervous system was revving as if there was something deeply, deeply wrong. So black spruce, when you smell it and when you apply it in the ways that we're going to talk about, it's the most accurate way to say it is it and there's actually plenty of research on this, is that it strengthens and balances the HPA axis, which has to do with your stress hormones and stress response in your central nervous system. So the way that people experience that is that they will move out of anxiety states or avoidance states into feeling present and in power, which is also just like easeful and present or easeful and strong. It relaxes the spine. It elongates the spine as it relaxes it relaxes the erector spinae muscles, not the spine itself, but the muscles alongside the spine. And then because of that, the spine can elongate. So there is this very, like this sort of stature comes in when you work with black spruce. The other thing about black spruce that I love in terms of families is that one of my names for it, I have a few names for it. So the ancient one and the parter of veils. So as the ancient one, black spruce has a really beautiful ability to open up portal ways for us to connect with more ease to our ancestors. So I'm talking about ancestors who have transitioned, who have passed. And that doesn't have to be ancestors that you know or that you knew, but also I call them the way back ones through the bloodline. And again, if you want to know more about this, any of those courses that I just recommended to you will have a lot more information about this. But the Tending the Ancestral Wounds and the Transforming Transgenerational Trauma, which is the gift one you get, have really juicy information about that in there and how to use it and how to connect. Black spruce, like no other oil, transmutes fear. And what I love is it especially transmutes the kind of fear that we don't even know is there, which usually manifests as anxiety or worry. And when you work with black spruce, if you're buzzing in anxiety or worry, you'll just notice, oh, I'm not really like that anymore. Something shifted. Black spruce, how shall we use it? So one of my favorite ways to use black spruce is something I call the womb sacrum cradle. And even if you're not a woman, you still have a womb space. So the womb space being right over the uterus. My belly button is here. If you're a man, you would be laying your lower fingers right over the pubic bone and your hand lays there. And then on the back, you're going to put your hand on your sacrum with your middle finger pointing down into your booty crack. And you'll hold, first you need to get the oil on there. So you put some drops of the oil. Ideally, you would dilute it to 50%. Rub your hands together. Take an inhalation. Place. Hold that for 1 to 3 minutes. Now, a lot of people, this is uncomfortable for them to do, to hold for that long. So just once you make contact and you hold for, 20, 30 seconds, release that hand and bring it forward and have them both over the womb space. Close your eyes. And receive and land. Receive, land, claim, occupy your space. Yeah. Now, cedarwood. My name for cedarwood is the steady scaffolding of the internal city. It's one of my favorite names of the oils, the steady scaffolding of the internal city. By the way, I have an oracle deck and a book on the inner nature of essential oils that is just in its final stages right now, but we have the option to pre-order it. I wasn't planning to mention that, but I'll also include a link in the show notes there. And I think you can find that on my website as well. That will be coming out first quarter next year, 2023. So with cedarwood, one of my favorite points for cedarwood that's really easy for most anybody to find is called CV6. And CV6 is about 1.5 inches below your belly button. So here's my belly button. I go approximately 1.5 inches below. And if you're just sliding your finger really lightly, I can even feel it through my dress. It just sticks right in that point. CV6. And it's a beautiful point for centering the energy, for strengthening the energy. And as you put it on, you can feel that the steady scaffolding of the internal city, just lining things up, and you can rest yourself into that structure. The beautiful thing about cedarwood is that in this particular scenario that we're talking about, is that if we tend to collapse who and how we know ourselves to be in the family field and family dynamics, cedarwood will remind us of our structure, of our autonomy, of our agency. And certainly you could do both of these together if you wanted to give it a good but you can also tune in and really see which one is speaking to you more. You could also do like an inhalation of one and then do the application of the other one. Okay, yay, we did it. We came to the end. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how this was for you. Share with me 1 or 2 things that felt really meaningful to you that you're taking away from here. Tell me where you live. I just love to kind of feel where everybody is on the planet. And you can either comment in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook. You can also send me an email if you like. It's tiffany@tiffanycarole.com. Do share this. Share it. Let's spread the word. And I look forward to seeing you when I see you. And note that starting in January, I'm going to be doing another 30-day aroma point journey, which we did a couple of years back, and it was fantastic. And before YouTube terminated my previous channel of 14 years, we had all of those videos up on there, but we lost them, unfortunately. Now we save our videos. But we'll have a whole new set with a whole new soundtrack that Rory's putting together. So I look forward to being there, and I hope that I get to see you there too. All right. From my heart to yours, big love. Oh, and before I leave, I want to check the chat. Ha 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 ha. Oh yes, Margaret, you won. Beautiful. Hi, Mom. Oh, I'm reading the chat, by the way, I think this is coming through. Oh, it's coming through both from Facebook and YouTube. Okay. All right. Bachi bachi.